No birth control. Trump administration wants to pretty much allow anybody to pull out of providing birth control to their employees. That has been a part of the Affordable Care Act since 2012. Health officials are reportedly drafting a regulation rolling back the contraceptive mandate that provides anyone to be exempted who raises religious or moral objections. Now, this provision was previously made available only to religious groups following two Supreme Court battles in 2014 and 2016. According to the National Women's Law Center, this change could affect up to 55 million women who currently have birth control coverage. Now, we have seen the U.S. abortion rate drop to its lowest point in years. Of course, pull the graphic up, please. Folks, that number is down to 14.6 abortions per 1,000 women. Again, you're talking about 55 million women affected by this. So let's go right to Janelle George, Director of Federal Reproductive Rights and Health at the National Women's Law Center. And of course, our panel is still with us. So here's what jumps out. So according to this regulation, anybody, so any company out there, any boss could decide, no, we're not going to offer it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so behind all this rhetoric about taking away this benefit that was really instrumental in removing cost barriers for women is really ignoring the everyday reality of women's lives. We know that co-pays, requiring women to pay as low as $6 can deter women from accessing birth control, and some forms of birth control can cost up to $1,000 in upfront costs. So by taking this away and saying that anyone, a school, an employer, a health insurance company can deny a woman coverage, it really is reimposing these costs on women and really making their economic lives more difficult.
I mean, I'm not understanding the rationale, because if you have folks who say that they are pro-life, if they say that they are against abortions, if they, everything that goes with it, so you want to take this away. I mean, the logic, I'm still trying to understand.
Well, we can't view this in isolation. It has to be viewed within the context of the larger tax on women's health. So all the efforts to repeal the Affordable Care Act, for instance, to decimate Medicaid, to take away coverage that's important for women like maternity coverage, this is part and parcel of those efforts to target the health care services that women really need. So it's, again, it's not in isolation. It ignores the everyday reality of women's lives, and it jeopardizes their economic security and that of their families.
Shannon, what I'm trying to understand here again, what's the logic behind this? I mean, I've yet to hear a credible explanation.
Well, you're not going to hear one from me. I don't really particularly understand it. I am pro-life, so it seems to me there need to be other viable alternatives to make sure that abortion is not an issue that you have to look at. Not only that, from what I understand, Viagra and meth are available if you have a need or an issue, but yet this will not be. I'm a little bit conflicted on it myself and confused.
I have a question. I'm wondering if, since the ACA is the law of the land, what is the political mechanism that would allow Donald Trump to do this?
Right, so this is through a rule. Now, what we saw was a leaked draft of the rule. Unfortunately, the way this rule is formatted, it would have immediate impact. So even though there's an opportunity, a comment period for people to weigh in, the effect could be immediate. And for prescriptions like birth control, plans can change those mid-year. So women could immediately be charged co-pays, out-of-pocket costs for the birth control that they need. We know that 99% of women will use birth control at some point in their lives for reasons ranging from treating menstrual disorders like uterine fibroids to a variety of conditions. And so immediately women could see the effect of this through this administrative action.
Sure, Michael.
You know, look, I'm pro-life. If there's mechanisms in place that decreases the number of women that have to get abortions, I'm clearly in support of that. However, I do think for religious organizations and institutions, because of their religious preferences, beliefs, they should not be forced to partake in that. That is my personal belief. But again, I do think it's critically important that we have mechanisms in place, particularly for poor people, poor women, I should say, to access good, sound birth control.
Well, this is broad, this is sweeping, it goes far beyond the prior narrow exemption for religious organizations. This is any entity, any employer, any school can say for religious or moral, which moral is not defined within this regulation, they can deny you this coverage. So this is unprecedented.
All right, Janelle, we sure appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. His hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not going to let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
News 1 Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.